Hey, you guys, what's up? It's Ali, your favorite eccentric SLO-mad. Y'all, I am in Bangkok, if you didn't know, Thailand, and just moved to a new location. The sun is setting. I'm up on the rooftop. Finally got good Wi-Fi in a nice place. Short term, it's only 3 days. Um, and thought I'd come on and chat with you guys a little bit about Bangkok and whether or not I think you should pass or stay. So this is gonna be a short video, but I wanted to just jump on because so at ease. I just got to this new place, only maybe 4 blocks from where I was staying before, and there's so much to say about Bangkok. I think I don't know if I mentioned on here before, but y'all know I've been to Thailand like 5 times, or 5 years in a row, I think. 2019, 2020, no, 2019, 2021, 2022, 2023, and now 2024 into 2025. And I normally make Bangkok my pop in, pop out kind of place, my pass through, my grab a cheap flight place. Never really considering staying in Bangkok. I'm always like popping over to the coast, islands, even did a stint in Chiang Mai last year. And this time I decided to check out Bangkok. And y'all, just right off the top scale, it's definitely worth checking out. And y'all know, like, I'm a mid-city nature, need water person, and because there's a big river here, kind of got water. But it's, not necessarily the water I necessarily look for. But because I knew this was going to only be like a 2-month stay for me, originally only a week or two, but I'm going to stay for 2 months. I decided, why don't I check out Bangkok? There's so little that I know about this city besides the riverfront, where the statues and all the major attractions are. Besides all of that, what else is there about Bangkok? And I'm gonna flip the screen for you guys because the sun is setting and my rooftop has like a complete aerial view. And I just want to point out, okay, I think I know where I am. Let me think about this. That way is where all the city normal touristy things are. That's a little like north. But each one of these little pockets, we'll walk around here. Each one of these little pockets, like you see like these clumps of buildings, it's like a different area, right? There's the train. That's the BTS. I don't know if y'all can see it off in the distance there. Some nice seating up here. Traffic down below, restaurants, yada yada. All of these high rises, high rises, high rises. A little bit of water down there, little canal situation. They're all over the city. But in all of these areas, like right over here, that's a Lotus, like a big grocery store and a mall kind of situation. But in front of that is all the food, little stands and stuff like that I've been posting. You'll find that in almost every kind of large area where there is a BTS or an MRT station. There's a mall right there, Eccentric. It's got a movie theater and all of that's simple, but tons of stores. You walk outside, I'll show you what you'll see right when you walk outside from there. But each one of these clumps is a whole different area, a whole different neighborhood. And you guys, I have literally been in, this is my 5th place, and I've been here 3 weeks. I don't even think I've been here 3 weeks. Maybe 3 weeks because I did a whole week. 2 weeks. Maybe only 2 weeks. This will be my 3rd week. And then next week I will be moving to another area, Thong Lor area, because I secured a house sit for 3 weeks. We'll talk a little bit about that too. But I want to say that I have sold Bangkok short. And I guess what I mean by that, because a lot of times you'll hear like how big the city is and how crazy it is. And every time I've come here, it has been like a madhouse. Just trying to do touristy things. Certain times of the year is just crazy. You can't drive anywhere. Traffic is usually just like hours. It's like being in Chicago or probably New York or LA. But it literally has that kind of feel in some instances in certain places in the city, just like any other big city. But then there's these areas like where I am, and it's so quiet. But as you see, they have plenty of trees, pockets and things like that. Now, it's not a park. That's not a park. I wouldn't necessarily walk through that. But there's big parks. And hopefully in the next few days, I'm going to move to another area that's by this park that I want to exercise at and walk around and stuff every day, because I'm feeling a need, like I'm being drawn to, I need it. I need that nature. And so I'm going to move to yet another area. Like I'm done after that, because then I start my house sit for 3 weeks, and I'm so excited to sit down until after the new year, which is a strategy that I'm going to be partaking in more and more. But anyway, given that there's so many areas, I have stayed in an area called Bang Na when I first got here. I stayed in an area called Cassette, close to Chadanuk or something like that. Y'all, the names are like off the chain. Then I stayed in a place, well, an area, it's Metro Park, and so it's all the way southwest, like, yeah, southwest of the city. And now I'm here in On Nut, Bangkok and On Nut. I'm in On Nut. And then later this week, I'm moving to Nana, I think is the name of it. And then I moved to Thong Lor. And then after that, I'm going to decide if I'm going to stay a couple more weeks or press on to new adventures. So if you guys don't already know, U.S. passport holders, we now get 60 days as of like this past summer. They changed the rule from 30 days to automatic 60 days coming into the country without applying for a visa or extension or anything. And then you can extend for 30 days after that. So you can get a total of 90 days in Thailand. Can't beat that. And you guys can do border runs, pop-ins, pop-outs, and extend your stay for next, get long-term leases. Something I was talking about before around the apartment prices, like how do you get into places like this, or the Serio right here, they rent. Oh, wait a minute, that's me. Hold on, you guys, I'm sorry. This one right here, Serio, they rent some short term, but you got to be careful with these. But all of these apartments, and then there's a building over here, the Link, and they actually have a sales office downstairs, and you can rent apartments for 14,000 baht, which comes up to about 550, maybe, I think close to that, 550 a month. But that is going to require a long-term lease. Hey, you guys, welcome to my channel. So glad to see you guys. Yeah. And so Bangkok is definitely an option. Thailand is definitely an option. Thailand has always been a place that I've loved since the first time I came in 2019. It's been on my short list of places that I love in Asia. And now I'm just kind of, as before, deciding to go back and forth between Asia and Vietnam, or Asia and Europe, Vietnam and Europe. Is this Hawaii? No, this is Thailand. This is Bangkok, Thailand. Let you guys look at all this greenery behind me. These are plants on the rooftop. So tomorrow I'm gonna get myself some wine and come up here and watch this beautiful sunset. Look at that. It's a beautiful sunset. Have you guys been to Thailand before? Anybody been to Thailand, been to Bangkok? Come here and I can do my yoga in the morning up here, y'all. I'm just thinking of all kinds of things. Yes, there is a whole community of African Americans here in like a whole community. They actually have their December calendar, and I missed the skating thing yesterday. I think it was yesterday or it's today. Skating, and then there's something else on the 15th, the 18th, like, and then like they're popping into Phuket, and they're popping into Pattaya, and different things. So there's a huge multiple communities, and this is the one place I'm gonna tell you guys right now, as melanated Americans or melanated diasporans, maybe that's the best thing I can say, is hey Prism, I am in Bangkok, Thailand right now, but as melanated diasporans, Thailand is one of those places where I've never had any issues. Everybody's experience is their own, but I wouldn't say necessarily that they love us. They don't come out but these, the kind of, they will, Thailand makes you rethink everything you think you know about Asians. Okay. Now, if you go to like some of the like rural country areas up north, they're gonna look at you. They are gonna look at you. But I was in Chiang Mai, nothing. I was in Koh Samui for 2 months by myself last year, nothing. Pattaya was by myself. I was in Jomtien, not Pattaya. Jomtien I actually really like. It's about 20 minutes south of the city, and still the city, the beach, high rises, really cheap prices, and beautiful, quiet. But it's the one place, even when I was in Phuket, there's an area that I love in Phuket that's up north. And one of the things that I loved is that you could walk around. Like, I feel like, to me, Bangkok feels so American, but not American like American people because of culture or anything, but because the infrastructure is very well built. The people pretty much mind their own business. You leave them alone, they leave you alone, but they're very cordial, very hospitable. I hear a lot about very bad customer service for accommodations, hotels, and I haven't had any of that. You're welcome. Thank you for popping on here and ask me questions, you guys. This is like I said, I've been to Thailand 5 or 6 times since 2019, and this is one of my, I don't know, 47, 48 countries that I've been to so far. I'm about almost a fourth of a way through all the countries. So, thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate it. It's been a little rough to get on here and chat with you guys. I've been off the set a little bit because if you guys don't know, if you're new to my channel, I am all things travel, but I do it from a minimalist mentality, nomad, SLO-mad, as well as solo, single, melanated, over 50 traveler and explorer. And like, my focus is sharing my experience, but assisting other marginalized groups and individuals get started in this, because a lot of times the information share does not necessarily include us or represent. So I like to make sure that, because a lot of people do ask me that same question, are we accepted there? And I know a lot of people are like, what difference does it make? Why would you go somewhere where people don't accept you? And I'm going to tell you, I've been to some amazing places like Serbia, and loved it. Somebody told me I should go there. A black woman told me I should go there, and I was like, because she lives there, and I was like, we'll see. I was in Albania, another one. You guys, I'm gonna say, put some of the stigmas aside. If you've got the time and the space, like I do, I've been traveling for almost 5 years full time abroad, and if you've got the time and the ability to move around and just see for yourself what you like, explore on your own, because again, your experience is truly going to be your experience. And sometimes we have personality quirks and things like that make us off-putting to people, or make people off-putting to us, because there are things that I see and I'm just like, yeah, that's ain't for me. For example, I was supposed to be in India. I was planning on being in India at least 3 months. I have a year visa. I didn't make it a month. I did find a place that I probably would go back to, but India was tough. India was tough, and we'll talk about that in another video, because right now we're talking about Bangkok. So, okay, let me jump in and talk about a few things that I mentioned in another video, and that is about the apartments and housing and stuff like that. So right now I'm in a hotel. My hotel is it's kind of it's less than 300 square feet, but bigger room. The place I was at before is more set up like an apartment, with a cooktop and that kind of thing. But the Wi-Fi was horrific. I could not do anything. I have blown through so much Wi-Fi, eSIM data, all of that at some places. The Wi-Fi was really crap, but the space was really nice and comfortable, so I considered staying there for a month. But I got this house sit, so we'll revisit that another time. I really like this space, but one of the things that I really look for, and this is something I talk about in the travel course consultation and things like that, when people ask me, how do you decide where you're going to move or where you're going to go, and why am I on my 5th hotel in just 3 weeks? Because I like to explore. I hadn't really, like I said, dug into Bangkok before, and I wanted to really get a feel for these neighborhoods. Y'all, I love it. I actually really, really love it. Like, the air is clean. I've been to some places that are supposed to be really natural and fortifying and stuff, and as soon as I walk outside, like, my sinuses, my everything, like, I can't breathe, my throat starts itching, all kinds of stuff. Here, you would never know that there's this much traffic in this country. All right, I'm gonna flip it again. Y'all seen enough of me. I'm gonna flip it, let you guys see. Since there's more people on, I'm gonna walk around just a little bit. Just did my laundry, so it's picking up my laundry. So I think from where I am now, let me think about this. So the train runs that way. So I was down this way. When I first got into town, I stayed this way. And that's heading south towards the ocean. If I'm not mistaken, if I'm not totally directionally impaired, that's where I was. So let you guys just see again. Beautiful apartments and rooftops, and that one looks like they have a pool area. I was gonna stay there, but they had some weird things about short-term rentals, and I don't want to be dealing with people who, Thailand has some rules about short-term rentals, so just FYI. If you want to know, ask me, I'll tell you. But yeah, here's a little bit more. City, like I said, there's a mall over there and a movie theater. I'm the only one up on the rooftop right now. May come up here and do some yoga. But, so we hear about all these rentals and hotels and how cheap it is. Let me tell you how expensive it can be as well. So as a minimalist, my goal is to find apartments, and I know I have to adjust with the times and the costs and all of that kind of stuff, because 2022, when I was here for almost 4 months during COVID time, I was paying less than $15 a day for an apartment right by the beach in Phuket. That same apartment building, they were service condos. Probably won't find that except in the off season. So I got some tips for you guys if y'all are looking for how do you find places where you could just walk up, you don't have to do a long-term lease, things like that. You're not going to stay long. You're only going to do the 2 months, possibly 3. Some places actually will do 3-month leases for you, and with that you'll get like a slight discount. So let's say you find a place for that would normally run you $500 a month. If you did a year, you might end up paying $650 a month plus your electricity. Normally water is included. Sometimes they'll have you pay for your Wi-Fi, but a lot of times that's included. Usually it's fully furnished if that's what you want. If you're doing short term, I would suggest fully furnished, including like an Airbnb, fully furnished, like bedding and dishes and your appliances, all that kind of stuff. Big appliances. They're not necessarily gonna buy you a Keurig coffee maker, but you know, um, and that's kind of on the high end. That's on the kind of on the higher end, especially if you're doing a 6-month lease. If you're doing 3 months, it's going to just start climbing up. If some places will do a month to month, but they still want like the first months and the last months, or first at least maybe 2 months worth, probably, I don't know, for really, really short term. But it's worth considering if you are going to stay for 2 months, because 2 months in a 3-month lease and losing your security deposit sometimes is cheaper than doing this hotel stay thing, especially in prime season. Like right now is prime season, so everything is triple, double, triple the price, right? So for example, today is Saturday, and the place I was at, I was gonna extend a few more days, and they were fully booked just for that day. I don't know what's going on today. I haven't been to a bar since I've been here. I'm just trying to get things worked out. I don't know if there's like something amazing or whatever going on, but today, like literally everything was like uptick in pricing and all that kind of stuff. So on average, I look for anything under 20 bucks. So under 20 bucks, $15 a day. So 20 times 3 or 20 times 30 is 600, right? So 15 times 30 is 450. I'm gonna get close to that 450, right? 10 times 30 is 300. So the probability of you finding a fully stocked apartment in prime season in the heart where you're going to be right by an MRT or a BTS, a train station, not a line, but an actual station. Like I literally am 3 minutes from jumping on a train. The probability of finding that is going to be really slim. That's the truth. And so, understanding when the fluctuations happen. So if like this place is nice, but it doesn't have a full kitchen, and I would really like a full kitchen. The place I'm moving to in a couple of nights, it's supposed to be a full apartment, and it's like $30 a day, $33 a day, something like that. That's double what I would really like to spend. Would I want to spend $900 on it? Probably not. So if I were to get a 3-month lease, if they were offering long-term stays, like the place I was just at is offering long-term stays for around 450 bucks, 400 to 450, I think. Plus you pay your utilities, and the water is like 200 baht. No, it can't be 200. That's $6. Maybe it was 2,000. Maybe, because 2,000 is like $75. That's high though, so it's got to be closer. It's really cheap. So anyway, it would be cheaper if I'm going to do this constant stay for 3 months. At the rate that I'm going and the amount that I'm paying right now, it would be cheaper for me to get a 3-month lease for $450 and pay $1,200 for 3 months. About $1,200, $1,300 for 3 months, and only stay like 2 months and still come out cheaper than paying $39 to $40 a day, which by vacation standards is super cheap, because there's Wyndhams and Hyatts and Intercontinentals and stuff like really close. I think actually there's a Marriott right there, and it's like $121 a night, which is super cheap. If you're on vacation, yeah, stay at the Marriott, stay at the Intercontinental. But if you are a minimalizer like myself and you are a budget traveler and you are trying to keep your costs low, $121, I can't swing it. I'm going to be real. Now, if you guys want to fund me, fantastic. But yeah, I can't swing that. And so I have to be realistic. And so sometimes I have to look at what would be the cost for me to get into a longer term lease and then break that lease, letting my landlord know, hey, I'm probably not going to stay this amount of time. You'll get 2 extra weeks, keep the money. A lot of times they'll even give you your money back. Depends on who you're dealing with. If you let them know in advance that's your situation, you actually save money getting a longer lease, and or get the long lease and use it as your base point. If you're a person, you're like, I want to travel, I want to explore Asia, find you a place here. Vietnam are fantastic. Get you a long 6 month to 1 year lease. Pay that 300 to 400, 450 a month. Have you a place where you could leave your stuff. Preferably go to a place that has excellent in and out airport, international airport, and BKK is the best, or the Don Muang airport, because you can fly from here straight to Thailand from BKK or Don Muang. That's how I say it, y'all. Airport in and out for $50, like from here to Vietnam, less than 100 for sure. And so if I had a base and I knew I wasn't going to stay in another place and I was going to pop back over here, but I could do a border run for a whole month, right? I could go and do like a Asian tour for a whole month, pop back in. It's not a big deal. Have my apartment. Yes, I'm paying for it, but $300 a month to leave your things. If you don't have a friend or somewhere where you can, drop a bag or something like that, which is what I've done in Albania. I dropped a bag and it's been there since July. Who knew? I knew I was going to come right back. I've been gone 6 months. That's crazy. It is not super hot right now. It will be. We are coming off of, this is their winter. So you'll actually see them walking around like fully clothed, fully like stacked up, jeans and sometimes sweatshirts. And normally I'm sweating all day. The sun has set. It is beautiful out here right now. It is 5:51 p.m. my time. So it's beautiful. This is the perfect time. Everybody comes out at this time. During the day, just walking across the street to 7-Eleven is, it's sweltering, your roots gonna be moist, which is a beautiful thing as well. So yeah, it gets hot here, but it's not the hottest. This is not the hottest yet. It will be ridiculous in March. Okay, just FYI, they just came out of their rainy season. Their rainy season is like July, August, September. So let me get back because y'all be getting off track. So how I was saying, like right now is like high season. So take 40 times 30. That's $1,200 for a one room with a refrigerator, no cooktop. That doesn't make sense for me because I don't like to eat out every day. These shops over here, these food carts, and I'll show you guys, it's not like just a food truck. Like they literally have everything. You don't ever even have to make ramen noodles. You can get plates and they got eggs and you could get like literally full meals. You could eat out every single day if you wanted to and still be under budget, right? So it's around 34 baht to 1 USD, something like that, 33, 34 baht, right? So for every 30 is $1, just round it up, round it down. So $3 is 100 baht. So if you're getting something that's 30 baht, you're getting a meal. I get my fruit for 100 baht. I get 3 cases of cans of fruit, and that'll last me like a day. That's $3, but it's already like cut up and all that kind of stuff, and I could just grab it and go and eat it along the way. I could buy it fresh from the grocery store or from the market as well, but since I don't have a full kitchen, I ain't got knives and all that kind of stuff, I have been buying the pre-cut and packaged fruit and things like that. So if I were just, let's say stay here, and the price fluctuates, so it'll drop down to 36, 33, that's still high to me. $900 for a hotel room when I want to actually have a place to cook, and I would like to have a gym on the property, and wouldn't mind a swimming pool. I got swimming gear. I would love a swimming pool. That's not out of reach. That's why signing a longer term lease is worth considering as part of a travel strategy. So, just as a travel strategist, I offer suggestions and ideas of how you can circumvent some of these high prices. Now, the same places that I'm in right now, or the place that I really like in Phuket, that right now is going for like $70 to $90 a night, full apartments. And I mean, when I say full kitchen, living room, television, smart TVs, and marble bathrooms, infinity pools on the sunroof, full gym with garden area for sitting. That's kind of the place I stayed in for $415. I was paying $415 a month for this place. In the summertime, when it starts to rain, not always, but it starts to rain, that's rainy season, they drop down to 2023 online. So if it's 2023 25 online, you probably can get it at the front desk for $18-19. So another strategy is, like we always say, is try to travel off season. So off season is really predicated on the United States seasons, our school seasons, and our holiday seasons. Typically, most places, most countries follow that, use that as a guideline for their upticks. But they also use their seasonal schedule to decide whether or not they're going to charge a whole lot. So summertime in Thailand is rainy season, so that's when the prices drop, because a lot of people don't come during rainy season. If you can muster being in a place and you don't mind if there's a little bit of flooding, a little bit of overflowing, and you just want to be gone and pay that $400, by all means do it. But again, if you're going to be gone long term, really consider signing at least a 3-month lease, requesting a 3-month lease. I would go for a 6-month if you're going to be out in this world like I am, right? So I'm just deciding if I'm going to do this in Thailand or if I'm going to jump over to Vietnam, which is where I was planning to be right now. I kind of play things by ear. And I wanted to close this year out and decrease my costs a little bit, because India hit me harder than I was ever expecting. Either that, or I'm going to go back to the EU, because EU in the winter time, it's one of the best times to stay, even though it's colder. Greece is excellent. Albania is another. Albania gets really cold though. It's not even that cold, it's just the buildings are not made for cold. They have a little space heater for heat. But anyway, the reason I say that is suggest EU in the wintertime between October to March is because most businesses shut down. So you're going to go to places that are going to be a lot less populated in terms of touristy things, which may be right up your alley. It is for me. Prices are going to be slashed by a third, in like all the way to like 1/3 the normal price easily. You'll be able to find co-living spaces that are renting out rooms for a month for 450 EU, which is like 470, 480, because we're really close 1-to-1, at least we were like a month ago. So you're paying 450, 480 for a room with a private bathroom, and then you have a shared space kitchen, all that, which means that you get to meet people. So it's like being in a hostel, but with a private room and private bathroom, but with full kitchen amenities and all of that. So you have those kinds of options and things like that. If you're into that, if you're wanting to explore, but you want your own accommodations and you want your own in-suite access, right? How much was your hotel stay? I was thinking about getting a 5-star hotel when I visit. Hey Lee, so I've been in 4 hotels in 1 apartment, and I am my max is $40. But right here, if you're only coming for a visit, right here That building right there is the Marriott. That Marriott is only like $121 a night. Intercontinentals around here, at least there's a couple of them. Hold on, there's a Ramada right there. Oh, hold on, it's a high-rise Ramada. You know, something we don't see in the States a lot. That's a Ramada over here, right there. Um, lots of hotels, but the place I'm in right now, really, it's nice. Just no pool, no gym. Um, $40 a night. It goes down to like 36 next week. Again, I don't know what's happening this week and why prices are higher. But yeah, you can find our typical name hotels and things like that for, you know, 100, 120, 101 a night. If I was only staying for 3 to 5 nights, I'd easily be in an Intercontinental. That's like one of my favorite hotels. It's the Intercontinental. I just don't do them anymore, for the most part, unless I'm settled somewhere, because right now I'm kind of moving around and looking for my longer term home, and so it doesn't necessarily fit into my budget. um, so yes, but I'm in an area called On Nut, and lots of new developments out here, buildings popping up all over the place. I am still about 3 to 4 kilometers. I'm lying. I am probably 6 kilometers from, it's about 10 miles, right? No, it's about 3.5 miles from the main touristy area, downtown. And so using Grab, which is like Uber, it's gonna cost about 300 or 400 baht, maybe max, which again, divide that by 30, and so it's like $12 to take an Uber. Or you can jump on the BTS or the MRT, and it's probably going to be less than 100 baht one way, and that's $3, right? So tons of ways to get around, to get to the more touristy areas, but there's bars and stuff all up and down the street. If you want to go to bars, there's restaurants everywhere. Depending on what it is that you want to do will really dictate where you decide to stay, how close you want to be. Do you want to be like, you walk out, like the place I'm moving to this week, I didn't necessarily need to move there. I could have got on the train every day, but I literally want to be able to walk out of my apartment, my whatever, and in 20-25 minutes be at this park, to walk around and, you know, get some of that good nature every day. That's just something that I need right now. When I do my house sit, I will have a full gym, a full pool, all that stuff, so I ain't worried about it at all. So for 3 weeks I'll be straight. But so that's one of the reasons why I'm moving. Plus the place I'm moving to is like $9 a night cheaper than it is here, and it's a full apartment with a full kitchen, and it's right around the corner from these two beautiful parks, Benchakiti and Lumpini Park. It's over there. So if you look on the map, you'll see, and that's actually closer to the really big touristy area. I'm in a boutique hotel. I am actually staying at the Cube 50, and there's a Cube, there's another Cube hotel that's like 11 kilometers in another direction, I think closer into the city, closer to downtown. But I'm in Onuk Cube, and it's Cube with a Q. Cube. And it's a boutique hotel. Like I said, it's $40 a night tonight. I think like 36 or something normal. But it's really, really clean. Nice, it's quiet. Big TVs, I think they're 60-inch TVs. It might not be 55-inch. TVs, flat screen TVs with Netflix and stuff on them. Which I know I'm saying that some people are like, don't all of them? No, because where I just came from, there was no TV because the Wi-Fi was so bad. They had the old TVs that you couldn't even you couldn't screen share from your phone, from your device. It was, yeah, I did that for a whole week. So yeah, depends on where you want to stay, Lee. But yeah, if you want to do a 5-star hotel, by all means, it's still probably going to be cheaper doing it here than in the States. And it depends on what time you come, what time of the year you visit. Will dictate if it's going to be higher or less. So if you're coming around U.S. holidays, just automatically just assume uptick in price, because they know that's when we're coming, so they're gonna make that cash. And if you're coming off season, like this week after the 14th, everything is just going to start skyrocketing even more because the next week is Christmas, and then the following week is New Year's, and then I think everything starts to kind of slow down a little bit, but all the way through March, I think it's kind of high here, unless you're going to do a short-term lease, short or long, or short 3-month to 1-year lease. All right, y'all. I'm surprised I'm sitting out here. I'm knock on wood, I haven't gotten eaten up by the mosquitoes, but they need to come water these plants. It's beautiful. The sun has set. The evening is on and popping. I don't know if it's today's Saturday. Yeah, so it's Saturday night. So I'm sure there's lots going on in the city area or the more downtown area. Maybe one night this week before I leave here, I'll also walk through the Century Mall, little mall over here, and the little area outside, so y'all can see how they set it up once 4 o'clock hits, and it's like super crowded. See the food. I've walked through there a couple times and posted some videos. I don't think I've done it on YouTube, but I have it on my Instagram. And I mean, it just comes alive. There's a whole nother world in these markets. Okay. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any other questions. I definitely, if you've ever been on the fence about whether or not you should spend some time in Bangkok, and I mean whether you're visiting as a tourist and you just want to see the floating market, which I haven't done yet. I'll probably do it in the next 3 weeks because I got time. You want to see the riverfront thing, take the river tour, which I haven't done yet. I did a river tour, like I did the whole dinner tour, and that was worth it, but it was at nighttime, so it was hard to see everything, and this was 5 years ago. If you want to do all that stuff, definitely come through here. But if you're considering which city in Thailand would be good for you, especially if you want to bounce around, I would say give Bangkok some of your time and explore the areas outside of the tourist spot. So Bang Na, On Nut, Thong Lor, Thon Barney, and Sathorn are like, some people even stay further than that because they jump on the BTS. Now the BTS is going to still take you an hour because it has like 12 stops, 13 stops, depending on where you're located. But in terms of cost, if you've got the time, it's worth it. It's worth it to explore places that are closer to the Don Mueang airport. Prices are like literally slashed, doesn't matter what time of the year. So just consider some of these options if you are thinking about making Thailand possibly an interim home or possibly a long-term home. You're considering getting the DTV visa or the retirement visa. Consider coming here and spending some time. You won't be disappointed. When I am in my place next week for the 3 weeks, I will go during the holiday time. I will go down to the river and do a video. Hopefully I'll do a live video down by the river, down by the riverside. So you'll see the difference in the mayhem. Like I can see all the highways here, the highways there, and it just wasn't a lot of traffic today for it to be a Saturday. Surprise. So yeah, let me know. Let me know if there's other things, other questions you guys have about every other areas. I don't know everything. I can share what I do know for you guys. And if you want to do any one-on-ones with me, my link is in the description under Linktree, the Linktree link. Find the one-on-one tab and click it, and we'll set up some time to talk through your plan, and how you want to make your move, because I know a lot of people trying to trying to bounce, or at least start the process before that January 20th date rolls around. I know. So let me also mention this really quick. If you are considering taking a trip in the next year, it's something I should have done. My passport doesn't expire for 2 years, but I should have gone here and thwarted 2 years and got it renewed this year when I was in the States. I should have just done it, but I just did not believe that the appointee PRES POTUS was going to be who it is. So I didn't think I was gonna have to worry about that, and lo and behold, here we are. So anyway, just keep in mind, if you are planning on traveling, and whether it's short term, just take a break or whatever, remember most places require, even for short term visits, even if you're only going to be somewhere for a week, that you have 6 months left on your passport and that you at least have one full blank page. Just an FYI, some places, you know, let you skate by. Like the Americas, I don't think are really, really picky about it. But when you start coming to Europe and Asia and stuff like that, they are a little bit more scrutinized, because they want to make sure you're going to leave, especially if you're just on a tourist visa. Okay? So just a couple things to keep in mind as we start to ramp up to January and things start to get a little bit skittish or more hectic, or just confusing or stressful for you, whatever the case may be. Don't panic. Remember not to panic. But just start getting your ducks in a row if you want to start exploring and traveling more, because there's no guarantee that the weight of our passport is not going to change. Same as it did during COVID. We took a hit. We jumped from number 3 all the way down to like 88. Trust me, I know, because I was out here. So, yeah, we could talk, y'all. We could talk about some of that. So, again, if you are just joining, welcome. Thank you guys for popping on. As always, I'm on the rooftop of my new boutique stay here in Bangkok, Thailand. I will be here for the next 3 nights and checking into another place this week before I go to my house sit. If you guys are ever interested in house sit information, that's also on my link tree. You get 25% off if you use my link. I get 2 free months if you sign up, but it's basically on trusted house sitters. Hey, Canary. I think that says Canary. Yes. When you sign up for the membership, you can apply for house sits and you stay in accommodations for free and watch people's pets. And so I'm going to stay in a house sit. The lady who happens to be American, she's going back to Chicago. Very familiar with the suburb that she lives in. I didn't know her before. I just applied for the house sit and she picked me for the 3 weeks. And so I'm going to stay at her place and keep an eye on her kitty and enjoy all of the wonderful amenities of her building and the area. And that'll take me through Christmas and New Year's. And the reason that that's important is, as a budgeter, as a person, are you a house? Yes, I am. I am a house sitter. Welcome, Canary. I'm glad you found me. We're talking about Bangkok right now. I came when the sun was setting and just thought I'd chat with you guys because finally I have good Wi-Fi and I can go live. I've been missing in action. But that's one of my strategies. Let me go back. One of my strategies is to look at the high peak seasons and start planning my travel around non-peak times but heavy peak house sitter times. So the holidays are always going to be full up because people travel, and I always, for the holidays, I want minimum 2 weeks, preferably a month. Especially if I'm just doing cats. I prefer cats. If it's a place that's cold, I don't want dogs. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a dog lover. Dog lover, lover, lover. But I don't want to be outside in the cold walking the dog 3 times a day. Okay, or 2 times a day, or whatever the case may be. So you can strategize it how you want. If you want more information on that, I do have other videos about house sitting. Go to my playlist and you'll just look for house sits, and I'll talk about how to set up a house sit, your platform, your profile, how to set up your profile on house sits. It does go through a background check, which is fantastic. I'm very comfortable using house sitters, haven't had any problems. And I've only done on that site, using that site, I've only done international house sits on via trusted house sitters. So it's been great. It's been fantastic. I'm in Bangkok. Nah, I can't say your name. Good night. It's a way to vacation. Yes, it's a way to vacation. For me, I am out here full time. I've been out here for, I've been traveling for years and years and years, 15 years, but I am now a full time, almost 5 years abroad. And I use trusted house sitters as a way for me to explore places, stay in places longer, and take advantage of being in a place that may be outside of my budget. Like, for example, I had actually applied for a house sit in Singapore. You don't always get all the house sits either. They may not pick you, they may decline you, they may whatever, pick somebody else above you, whatever the case may be. But I applied for a house sit in Singapore. I was going to fly there because I don't need a visa to go to Singapore. I was going to be there for the same duration that I have this house sit, so it's going to be about 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks. I actually would have started now, and I think she had 2 cats. But Singapore is a place that I wouldn't go unless I had a house sit. I went to Singapore 2023. Today, this is 2024. So 2023 for 4 or 5 days, you go broke. Hostels are $50 to $78 a night, and yes, you sharing a toilet with somebody. You can hear somebody snore. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm talking about some of the scruffy ones are expensive. And if you're paying less than 20-25, wash your hands frequently. Trust me. Thank you. My name is Ali, you guys. Hold on. Thank you for subscribing. Exploring America. In other words, she does not want to work for the pay. She'll be homeless in Bangkok in a month. No, I won't. I'm going to delete you because I don't do negativity. Oh, I do work, buddy. But people want house sitters. So I'll say this before I block you. People actually want house sitters, and they don't. It's a service where you don't pay for it. They don't pay for it, so you are doing something. It's not to stay for free. It's actually to spend time with the pets. Some people actually just do house sits so that you can actually just come and watch their homes. It's a whole service. And there's multiple platforms that do it. I suggest you give it a try so you can explore other countries. It's all over the world. UK is really heavy in it, as well as the US and Australia. And then you'll find pockets of other countries that also, you'll see some cool house sits. So if it's places that you want to visit, you've never been before, and you want to consider being there, staying there, deciding if you want to go and visit, do a house sit. It's fantastic. It's excellent for that. But yeah, I don't do negativity, so I'm gonna block you. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, my black game is good. I don't have a moderator on my channel. I am the moderator. So, if we all have choice of what we surround ourselves with, and the type of people that we allow in our spaces, and while this is public and it's online, I can still squishy juicy, however they say it, and you're gone. Um, because yeah, it's really important for me to be able to share this information with people who actually want different options. There isn't one way. I used to tell my son this years and years ago when he was a kid. There's always more than one way to skin a cat. There's more than one way to do a plethora of things. Like everything, for the most part, there's more than one way. Especially if you plan in advance and you have all the options kind of in your little notebook. Okay, that's not gonna work for me. Let me try this. Let me, and all of these things, especially when you're providing a service, it's not just about you. So the service that I'm providing is giving someone else peace of mind when they're away, in this particular case, house sitting, with their pet and their home. So they don't have to worry about, their home being unattended, or their pet going, paying to put their pet in one of those centers that they don't know if it's good or not, how they're going to treat the pet, stuff like. They don't necessarily know me either, but they do have background checks. Everything isn't always perfect, but knock on wood, somewhere, I've been blessed enough to have had amazing experiences, and people that I still connect with. When I went to India, I reached out to the lady I house sat for in Serbia, because she's from India, and got, just, hey, I'm going to India. Any suggestions? Listen, every experience and connection and or um, person that you meet can benefit you and that other person. It can be more than just that initial meeting. It could be friendships, long-term friendships. It could be where you're sharing access, they're learning about you, you're providing something that they need, and or vice versa. So it's definitely worth looking at other options, especially if you're just like, I've been gone 5 years, and each year I've got to rethink how I'm doing things, because it's not as easy as I was hoping that it would be. And so I've got to reinvent the wheel sometimes. And something I didn't have to think about in corporate America. I was in IT for 27 years. You go to work, you get a paycheck. I'm getting paid, right? I've worked for 38 years of my life. And so, when you have a job, you go and you make that money, and you're going to get paid, at least while you have a job, right? And that's one of the fears of starting this type of lifestyle, is that you are truly working for yourself. You are, unless have a job that lets you be truly remote, or you have your pension, or retirement or whatever, and you automatically have a monthly salary that you're going to be, monthly check that that you're going to be getting. And so thinking about all the ways to be of service in these communities. There's also volunteer opportunities and things. There's workaways. There's I prefer workaway over couch surfing, just from an age demographic perspective. Co-living spaces, as I mentioned earlier, taking advantage of that, but also building networking and meeting other people that you would not have met. I stayed in Greece, in Rhodes, Greece, an island right off the coast of Turkey last, oh my God, was it this year? It was this year. This year at the beginning. So January, for the whole month of January and half of February, I was in Greece, Rhodes, Greece. And I met some people that I keep in touch with. I would never have met these people. Would never have met these people. And so it's an opportunity for me to see the world through my lens, but learning the value of other lenses that I would not have necessarily considered, and then being able to speak to things when people, you guys come on my channel and you ask me questions. I can actually give you boots on the ground answers. I don't have to speculate about everything. I can, say, oh, well, I've been to this place, this is my experience. And so that's another reason why I do it, because we can talk about a million different options. We hear it all the time. We hear so many creators and other people come on these and list out things that you can do, and they've never done them themselves. They've never been to certain places. We have a lot of travel advisors and agents and things like that that have never been to the places that they advise people to go to, but because it comes up on a list of best places to visit, let me tell you, these lists are like whack. Ask somebody who's been. I'm gonna say that. What has been your favorite food so far? Okay, so I've been to, like I said, I've been to Thailand 5 times, 5 or 6 times. I'm plant-based, so I don't eat meat. I'll eat fish every now and again, and I don't eat street food very much. Like, I'm so beyond a lot of that. Like, my favorite thing that I get, and this is so bad, are these huge waffles, and they put like whole coconut pieces, or they put anything in them. You pick what you want, or they're sweet potato little pocket thingies or whatever, just little sweets and stuff like that. But papaya salad is obviously not obviously, but it is one of my favorites, one of my street favorites here and in Vietnam. But there's so much food. If you are a meat eater, you will be in heaven. Again, I'll walk down the street probably tomorrow, so come back on, you guys, and we'll hit the little market that's over here, and I'll let you see the food and stuff. I'm from India. Hey, you are from where? I'm from the U.S. Well, I was born in the U.S. I'm a global citizen now. Right now, it is the time 6:26 p.m. So it gets dark pretty early. Oh, look at the moon. It's a crescent moon, y'all. Look at that. Okay, so I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. I have gone over an hour. I thought this was gonna be a nice quick video. I appreciate you guys. It's been a long time, so I appreciate you guys jumping on. I think I am getting bit by the mosquitoes. I can feel the itches. So let me know what part of India. Where are you from in India? Kind of time is 4 o'clock. In India, it's 4 o'clock. I just came from India. I was in place south of Kochi, Gokulam. I know I'm saying it wrong, because every time I said it when I was in India, everybody was like, what? Then I went to Delhi, and then I went to Goa, and then I went to Mumbai, and I was supposed to go to Jaipur, but I couldn't work it out. But I do have a year visa, so if I stay in the Asia area, it's easy for me to pop over and just do Jaipur separately, spend a week there, and then vacate again. But I was very surprised about India in multiple ways, depending on the city I was in. But the people, these are some of the nicest people I have ever. I've just genuinely just kind people. It was really interesting, because I witnessed a couple situations where I was just like, other people who are not of Indian descent, just not being rude, but just anyway. And the folks that are, the locals, just doing everything to accommodate people without a question. And I was just like, y'all are fantastic. My Uber driver even got parked on the street and walked me all the way to my hotel, because the streets were like all dug up and everything. Where do they do that at? Carry my bags and everything. So nice. Not for a tip or anything. Just did that for me. Just super nice. Hey Sandy, just joining from Atlanta, Georgia. Hey there, just ran into your feed. Sandy, I was literally about to jump off here. I've been talking about Bangkok and whether or not you should pass or stay. I should say pass or play. Maybe I'll change this to that. Pastor play. No, pastor stay. When you're in Bangkok, a lot of times people use this as a pass-through city, which I did for 4 years, 4 or 5 years. Just pass through, pop in for a couple of days, and pop back out. But I really like it here. Like, I could see myself doing a long-term stint, getting an apartment in a nice high-rise here, and using this as a base. I could really see it, and then that would afford me the ability to go back to Japan for a month and not take all of my things, um, because I want to spend at least a month or two in Japan, and Japan's not cheap. South Korea is amazing, which I was so surprised, and so welcoming. They look like us too. Anyway, I'm not from Delhi. I am from Telangana. Where's that? I also learned about Hyderabad. I don't know if I'm saying it right. It's not Hyderabad. Like hyper, but with a D. Abad, something like that. A friend of mine who's from India that I met when I was in Antalya, Turkey, suggested that I go there, but I didn't have any other cycles left to add any new places to my list, so I did not go. But yes, if you guys can, if you haven't already, and this is good information for you, or you just like the channel, I would love for you to click that subscribe button and notification bell. I'm going to try to go live around the same time excuse me, around the same time tomorrow night, and hit up the market so you guys can see that. Go to Century Mall so you guys can see that. I'm going to go check out Gladiator 2 before I leave Thailand, because all movies in the first 3, 4, 5 months or whatever before they're dubbed, they're in English, if it's an English movie. So they've got that, they've got Moana, and they've got something else, but I'm definitely going to check out Gladiator. I'll let y'all know how it is. Oh yeah, mosquitoes are out. They are getting me. So I appreciate you guys, and I hope to see you back here tomorrow evening. All right, y'all, from Bangkok, Thailand, I'm Ali, your favorite eccentric slow man. You guys know the drill. I'm gonna get out of here. Toodles and noodles. Peace and hair grease.